vex. But I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat we supper. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election. Believe it or not, Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah, I told you, it's your boy Padmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one. Our ancestors were slaves and laborers, but the life they endured made it better for us. We honor their sacrifice and the freedom they bought for we. But some descendants of slaves use that to fuel the rich. It doesn't matter what's your skin color, when we bleed blood it's red the same. Let's respect and love one another. When a brother cry we must feel the pain. We're Portuguese, African and Indian. We're Chinese mix up, we're Amerindians. We're all Guyanese. Let's end this segregation. I'm appealing to Guyanese in the diaspora. We welcome you home. We've got a lot to offer. It's not the same place that you run away from. Come see the paradise Guyana has now become. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. It's a message. I just want you to understand. Stop and think for a minute. Really think for a minute. If we can't fix the present, then we should work on the future.
Hey yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana.
Yeah.
Hello, Wagwan.
Yeah.
I came from a land. It have many water, many great sons and many daughters. We have the land, yo, where many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full full of faith, me no know none was slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city, are the hypest. We see them gyal wind up in a some liquor tight dress. We are hustle from morning till night catch. Them finno Guyanese, get a youth not like rest. House and car, them finno we like press. Check the bank line them, we not like check. We got gold and diamond, them think priceless. Timber bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean I talk about the sugar, nor the rice yet. So a Marshall, I drop the Guyanese bomb for feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese land, Guyana, that's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live, land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a get. I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughter. Is we have the land, what many ask for, we never see Katrina nor those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city, girl born in gold dust, so we sure them pretty. The man full of faith, we not know none was slippy. Guyana, we say big up on the city. Enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live, land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Hello, Wagwan. I the nuclear family, hey master, one up fully. A one-time records, a 592, we think that. Hello, Wagwan.
Hey yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, Wagwan.
Yeah.
I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughter. And we have the land, yo, where many ask for, we never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city, girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me no know none was slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live, land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city, are the hypest. We see them gyal wind up in a some liquor tight dress. We are hustle from morning till night catch. Them finno Guyanese, get a youth not like rest. House and car, them finno we like press. Check the bank line them, we not like check. We got gold and diamond, them think priceless. Timber bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean I talk about the sugar, nor the rice yet. So a Marshall, I drop the Guyanese bomb for feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese land, Guyana, that's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live, land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a get. I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughter. Is we have the land, what many ask for, we never see Katrina nor those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city, girl born in gold dust, so we sure them pretty. The man full of faith, we not know none was slippy. Guyana, we say big up on the city. Enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live, land Land of the biggest one drop fast. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America. Some say the
Wake up, the day is bright, and I feel the blue. Turn it down for your vibe, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, bring your vibes you can feel.
News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wired in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the flow. Turn your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wired in every way. We'll keep you wired every way, in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, or toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Running to the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects. It's where people meet. We're wired to your world. We got the news on Livewire. There's nothing to lose. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Livewire with yours truly. It is the 3rd of October 2025, and we're just 2 days away from the commissioning of the new Demerara River crossing. Remember, if you are going out there to be a part of this history-making moment here in Guyana, please wear comfortable shoes. Please dress appropriately for the walk across the bridge. Please, right? You can probably wear high heels to the opening, but have comfortable shoes if you are planning to make the walk from the East Bank to the West Bank side as it's scheduled to happen, along with His Excellency and other government officials as well, right? So I would look forward to seeing as many Guyanese out there as possible. Those who are a part of the Livewire family as well, please make your way out there. That's the thing when you got nobody in the studio to tell you your color flip up. But yeah, please come out, support the activity. And I do know that persons on the west side more specifically are awaiting the opening of the new Demerara River crossing. I must say hats off to the contractors, the ministry to which the project fell under, for their excellent work and execution in a timely manner. And this can only augur well for Guyana's future, given the fact that we have shore-based facilities on the west side, or one and another that is being constructed. This will also give way to more job opportunities for persons on the west side as well, less traffic congestion in the mornings and the afternoons, and just less stress on people, less time in your vehicles, more time to dedicate to your families, your businesses, and whatever is keeping and sustaining you at this time, right? That aside, morning to the persons joining us across the diaspora. Morning to the persons joining us across the 10 administrative regions. And morning, special good morning to the persons in the comment section. General Narinja, good morning to you. Kishun Mohammed, good morning to you. Eunice Ragopir, good morning to you. Can't wait to have you guys here in December. Nadi, morning to you. Showen Siram, morning. Chris, morning to you. Leslie Mangal, morning. Guy Tribaldio, Data Nandalal. Kiran, morning to you. Ken Ramsami. Fazila, morning to you. Suknandan Bud, Tara, Brian, good morning. Salome, Prasad Pati, Sarah Mosley, and Hill, Sunita Basdio, good morning. Jerry Prasad, Ronald Jones, Rajendra Mahiz, good morning to you. Abu Sharif, morning to you. You want to know what's on the agenda? The vice president's press conference. Amanza worries that get thrown to court, and this guy that seemed to fry his brain and not the chicken, Terrence Campbell. That's what's on the agenda for this morning, right? Ramu Singh, morning to you. Sunil Raghupir, good morning. Alan Khan. Augustus Andrews, I think he's joining us from Low Creek or somewhere on the highway area. Can't remember if it's Low Creek. I think so. Rakesh Chetty, morning to you. Dianan Suku, morning. Bibi Far, morning to you. Shakira Bagwadin, morning to the Bagwadins, right? Joel and all y'all. Yeah. I was in a bad mood this morning, you know, but then I remember my friend Joel and I changed my mood. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Morning to the Bagwadins. Good morning. Good morning. Rahim Amarali, good morning to you as well. Chris, morning. Jamila Kaim, June Amijan, Amanda Fazil, Lola, morning to you. Mike Bisram, morning. Chandra Choutu, morning to you. Corinne, morning. Intiaz, good morning. Roger Fong, Gasoline, morning to you. Please don't burn down nothing. Jean Cornelius, morning, everybody. Right? Anyway, let's jump into it. Guys, I think pretty soon I'll be taking a break from the program, at least 2 to 3 weeks, so we can do some testing of new software for streaming. And me, myself, I need a little break. I'm feeling like they're telling on me mentally. So I'll let you guys know when that is happening so that you are aware and you're not looking out for the program whilst we're off, right? Nevertheless, as I said to you a few seconds ago, we will be looking at the vice president's press conference. And there's a clear distinction between the two. So I just want the persons to understand the press conference yesterday was in the capacity of vice president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, right? Now, the vice president touched on a wide range of topics. Firstly, he made it clear that parliamentary timelines are constitutional and not political. Now, Dr. Jagdio directly addressed addressed the issue persons may have with Parliament being yet to be reconvened. But he addressed this directly, and he made it clear. The Constitution is clear, and it gives 4 months after the dissolution of Parliament for it to be reconvened. And the PPPC, the Irfan Ali-led administration, which was recently re-elected, is well within that timeline, right? So any claim that delay equals dictatorship is false. It is simply following constitutional procedure. And I feel like the vice president would have, like, we kind of sharing the same thinking, because it was yesterday or the day before. I saw a video from Sherrod Duncan in the halls of Parliament, the national buildings itself, not the Artichon Conference Center where it's held, the Parliament building, and talking about delays and legitimacy and legality and all this other stuff, and people elect them to what? To debate over their issues, and they got cash grant relief and they got living relief and all these things that they're planning. This is what I'm saying to you. This is what I'm saying to you, Sherrod Duncan. Whilst you were elected to the National Assembly to serve, you are not a part of the party that governs this country. You are not the president of this country. So you don't dictate. Well, you might dictate. Dictate. You don't decide, Sherrod Duncan, how these things go, right? You don't get to make that decision. You had that opportunity 2015 to 2020. We're way beyond that. We're in 2025. And not because you feel a certain way or you want to actively be in Parliament so that your duty-free could kick in like others. You have to wait, sir. Right? You have to wait. The PVPC won a clear, legitimate elections. And the vice president yesterday reminded that the PPP secured this victory by 46,000 more votes than all other opposition parties combined. Right? A 7-seat majority. 6 more seats than they had in President Ali's first term. 6 more seats. And that shows confidence in President Ali's leadership. And put that aside, we must look at the major electoral inroads in Region 4, Georgetown, East Coast, East Bank, those areas. So, on the mandate of the people, Sherrod Duncan, President Ali will determine within the constitutional framework when Parliament is reconvened. And if anybody is going to bring relief to the Guyanese people in any way, shape, or form over these next 5 years, is the elected Irfan Ali administration. Right? President Ali's administration will do that. You guys will sit across the way and make yourselves as usual. I expect to see you fully on the ground again with your pants open, lying down on the floor like something. But stop dictating. But anyway, now Dr. Jaldi went on to talk about the Irfan Ali administration being ready to deliver on its promises. Now, Dr. Jaldi outlined active programs already moving forward. Take, for instance, the much-touted developmental bank, 200 million USD seed capital to finance small and medium-scale entrepreneurs, youths, and women-led businesses. 40,000 house lots in 5 years with new surveys and grants for poor families. He touched on the cash transfers as well. That government has remained committed to ensuring that Guyanese benefit from cash transfers. Right? Noting that President Ali's pledge or anything that President Ali pledges will be honored over the 5-year term. Now, he went on to touch on education and health, noting the expansion in digital schools, free university education, increased scholarships. Increased scholarships and healthcare upgrades, new hospitals, new health centers, telemedicine, things like that. He also spoke about social assistance reform, the fixing of the Board of Guardians system, making benefits automatic for single parents and disabled persons, And the same situation he spoke about yesterday, I know the guy in the wheelchair. No, I completely agree with the vice president. Somebody like that young man in Essequibo. And let me tell you something. Sometimes I get down about my situations, and then I realize that they have a lot of people out here who are making do with less or pushing forward in worse situations. And that young man from Essequibo, he uses a wheelchair. I think he has one of the electric ones now, right? I've never seen him with a frown on his face. Every time I look in his direction, I saw him at the same event that the vice president spoke about yesterday, because I was there at that outreach. And I saw him again during the elections period in Essequibo, right? Always pleasant, always smiling, always welcoming. You understand? And I was like, imagine this man got so much going on for him and could keep himself in such high spirits. So sometimes, even when I have my stuff going on, I try to like not let it get me down, because it could have been much worse, and it's not, and I should be grateful. You understand? So just to make it clear, democracy isn't idle. The government is working on budgets, housing, healthcare, education, and relief now for Guyanese. They are the persons who are able to implement it. Sherrod Duncan and co. Ital could only suggest, right, what they have not done when they had an opportunity to do it. And that is my main point on all these programs. All these grandiose ideas from Terence Campbell, Sherrod Duncan, Nigel Landon, everybody. Where were they when y'all were in a position of power to actually get things done? Now you're complaining about this, you're complaining about that. This ain't moving fast enough. This broke up. You ain't move nothing. So we can't say whether it move fast or slow. You don't build nothing. So you can't say it lasts or it didn't last. Right? Now, Dr. Jagdio went on to talk about oversight and accountability, and noting that it is strong in the People's Progressive Party and their governments. Now, Dr. Jagdio stressed that the PPPC's track record of protecting freedoms, free press, free assembly, independent courts, human rights safeguards, have all been flourishing under the PPP. The Auditor General, the Public Procurement Commission, the parliamentary committees, all of those continue to function, right? All of those continue to function. So despite what you hear from the opposition about, parliament, nonsense. That's my dog. Anyway, right? He went on to touch on the hypocrisy of the opposition as well, which we all know. They can't help themselves. Now, Dr. Jagdi exposed that opposition figures and their allies like David Hines, this worries Terence Campbell, and the man's are promoting racist rhetoric while accusing the PPPC of autocracy, right? He mocked the idea that PPP MPs would need mentorship from the AFC leaders who couldn't even win a seat. When I heard this thing from David Patterson, when I heard this thing from David Patterson about PPP people calling for guidance from the AFC, I didn't even touch on it because I was like, David, come on, man. Come on, y'all not even in parliament. You who calling you for advice on what? The directions to stream your urine? Like, boy, you're streaming to the left, to the right, or center? This is what they're calling you for, David? Huh? Rest yourself, bro. Right? No, the AFC and other opposition groups were rejected by voters. They're now scrambling for relevance. Right? Now, that aside, we must remember the PPP's focus is national, not partisan, like people like David Patterson and Terence Campbell and them. Dr. Jagdeo highlighted that the PPP is a national party with support across races, religions, unlike the APNU, which relies on a narrow ethnic mobilization. The One Guyana policy is delivering real integration in Guyana. Yeah, just let me see what's going on outside there, please, because this dog usually don't bark for no reason. So just, please, just give me a second. Jesus. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right, good. So let's get back into it. So when I heard it first, I thought it was crazy. It was crazy, right? No, as I was saying, the One Guyana policy is delivering integration. The PPP votes grew significantly in traditionally opposition areas. And despite what anyone wants to say, right? There has been a movement of Afro-Guyanese in this direction because they see development in their communities, despite what opposition forces may have been telling them in the past. This is an Indian party. They only deal with friends, family, and favorites. But those Afro-Guyanese in All Boys Town, in Mocha, in Linden, in Beirut, in Sophia, in Buxton, right? They feel like friends, family, and favorites. Again, a lot of the initiatives that you have seen would see in these areas are not initiatives under the pro-Afro-Guyanese party. None. Now, Dr. Jagdeo noted that there will be an early budget and major projects are already rolling, right? We know that the gas energy project is on its way. Roads and drainage contracts will be rolled out early 2026. 96,000 street lights will be arriving in the country soon, right? There'll also be creations of jobs and investment diversification with data hubs, manufacturing zones, and things like that. You heard the president talking about using Guyana and the vast space that we have as a data storage hub and those kinds of things. So we see that the administration is diversifying our economy. We see the administration is putting systems in place to better our infrastructure. I saw a post just the other day where a man said, I should have screen grabbed it. He said, if you think waiting at GPHC is long, go to Brooklyn County or Brooklyn General Hospital or something like that. Persons need to appreciate the efforts that are being made by the administration. Just last night or the night before, I passed through, I think it was Newtown Kitty. And I was talking to a friend in there who, firstly, we spoke about a hole in the road that needed to be fixed. Now, it's not the road bad. Some work they do and then fill back the hole properly. And he very vocal about it. Right? He claimed he contacting the councillor over and over and over and over. And the councillor just keeps saying he can come, and he ain't coming. Right? We then move on to from the road to garbage collection. And he is still on this guy's Walton Ryan's case that he is the fault of everything that's going bad in the city. Well, don't let me say everything. He didn't say everything. He said he's the fault of some things going bad in the city. So I said to him, what do you mean? The people collecting garbage, Walton Ryan them cleaning up the place. What do you mean? So we went on to talk about carpet waste and that kind of thing. So he is saying to me that whoever signed the contract with these garbage collectors shouldn't have signed a contract that only collecting the waste from the bins. It should be wherever waste that's there. Now, to me, that's not realistic. That's not realistic. Firstly, these people got to look at capacity. Which company has the capacity to collect garbage on a large scale across these communities? Not all of them can. Two, if I am the owner of a garbage company, I am not allowing you to throw any and everything in my garbage truck to break it up. These trucks compact things. So if you throw a big piece of wood or some old table or something that you had that had some purple heart in there that taking forever to break and mess up the hydraulic system on the garbage truck, they're not going to do it. So I understand garbage folks saying, man, look, we are not going to collect certain type of waste. Once it's in the bin, we can move it. But he's refusing to understand that. No, this is the same guy who he does construction. He gave up a contract with a client because the client wanted to dictate how and when his staff take their lunch. So I was like, bro, it's the same thing. These garbage collectors are saying, man, look, we collecting this garbage, but big wood, old chair, them thing, no, we ain't collecting that. They ain't fitting in a bin, so we not collecting that. Just as you're saying, my staff need a certain amount of time to relax before they go to work again for lunch or whatever break the tech in. We as Guyanese need to have some more understanding. We need to understand more so that Rome was not built in a day. All these things that Guyanese are expecting at one time is unrealistic. Look at how far we have come from 2020. Look at the transformation across this country in just 5 years. Patience. Patience. Nevertheless, we're running over to Amanza. We're running over to... Jesus. I don't know what these people... I don't know what these people I don't around with Amanza and them. They gotta stop. They gotta stop. This is foolishness to the max. Right? What the Forgada movement tried to do is to turn over the will of the Guyanese people. Right? And the court was crystal clear that Forgada movement's case was the most unmeritorious case. Or it was most unmeritorious. This was never about democracy. This was a backdoor attempt to delegitimize the September 1 elections that Guyanese voters already decided on. The PPP won fairly with a landslide victory. And no desperate legal stunt by Ford Guyana. Well, they're the only persons in this trip in this right now. Even the AP and you end up on this right now. No legal stunt by the Ford Guyana movement will change the results of the September 1 elections. all Amanza and Ford Guyana movement followers are trying to do is to destabilize the democratic process after being rejected at the ballot box. So could you imagine Ford Guyana didn't contest and then cried foul? Ford Guyana and Amanza chose not to contest in regions 7, 8, and 9. Having sat out of those regions, they had no right to complain when their symbol wasn't on the ballot in the areas they didn't contest. Now imagine you gotta go to a court for a court to tell you simple things like that. Now the court had to waste this time instead of dealing with my probate matter and them kind of thing. Had to waste this time to confirm that the exclusion was lawful, both under the Constitution and the Representation of the People's Act. So what is clear? Amanza's Forward Guyana movement wanted the perks of contesting everywhere without actually doing the work. Right? This was a frivolous case which has come with heavy costs. So the court not only dismissed the appeal, it sanctioned Forward Movement Guyana. It sanctioned Forward Movement Guyana with a $2 million cost, $1 million each to the Attorney General and to GCOM. $1 million. That shows how weak, baseless, and wasteful their case was. Instead of serving their supporters, Forward Movement or Forward Guyana movement wasted time, money, and judicial resources on a dead-end stunt. When the court fines you millions for wasting its time, it proves you are never serious about serving the people. Now, Amanza Walton, her credibility is even in more tatters. As one of the faces of this political party, Amanza now owns this legal humiliation. She aligned herself with a movement that has proven to be all noise, no substance. From a champion of democracy to the poster child of frivolous lawsuits. While she didn't have much political stock, whatever little political stock Amanza would have had has completely collapsed now with this foolishness. So Amanza talks about accountability, but the court just showed she can't even hold her own movement accountable to the law. So what does this mean? Y'all understand me clearly. Forward Guyana movement is equal to distraction politics. The ruling reinforces that only real political parties contest. Listen. The ruling reinforces that only real political contest was between the PPPC and the rest of them fragmented groups. The Forward Guyana movement is nothing but a spoiler outfit trying to stir up confusion and instability in this country. While the PPP is delivering cash grants, roads, jobs, and reform, Forward Guyana movement is fighting symbolic battles in the courtroom. While the government bills Amanza and Shatim destroying and losing, litigating all over the place, whether it makes sense or not. But what's the bigger picture here? The implosion of the general opposition across this country. The APNU is divided. The AFC is dead. Win is a scandal-ridden outfit. I see Brian Max said he lend them some PA system, and whoever come and collect the PA system end up charging them $6,000. Jesus Christ. Whoever read Brian Max said he lent a high-powered PA system to Win. Somebody come by Brian to collect the PA system. Excuse me. Somebody come by Brian to collect the PA system. They collect the PA system from Brian and carry it back to Win. When they carry back the PA system, they say, hey, this PA system here is 60,000 for meeting. Brian, Mohammed's going to tell you to collect the money from the person with the speaker. You're going to go outside the house and call him downstairs again. I surely hope you don't, because I won't want to see you get another critic. Right? So you don't go calling nobody downstairs for the PA system money. Because you get sent for Mohammed's and Simona Broom's money, and you get beat and teach. So please, leave the money alone. Whoever get the money, let them go. Let them go, brother. This isn't right for you. Right? So now if Forward Guyana movement join in the bunch, right? And they have now been exposed as legally and politically bankrupt. Every time one of these forces step up, they collapse under scrutiny. This leaves Amanza and the Forward Guyana movement crew as yet another field project in the long list of opposition experiments. Forward Guyana movement joins the AFC, WIN, and others on the scrap heap of opposition failures. People, the courts have spoken. Forward Guyana movement's case was baseless, frivolous, and costly. Amanza hitched her wagon to a movement that promised change but delivered courtroom comedy. Instead of fighting for the people, Forward Guyana fought for symbols they never even contested. They lost badly. This is the final nail in the coffin of a movement that was always more about ego than service to the people. Right? Now, I would love to jump over to my guy here. Our boy, the Chicken King Elaine. Right? I hope they get critique the PA system. Oh, right. This is a post here. This is a post. Somebody sent it to me. I had to move to America let me show y'all on the screen so nobody didn't think I'm lying. Thank you for sending me this. And even look at the person name. Thank you for sending this to me, Christopher Singh. Christopher sent the post. And these are the things that I talk about. Some people would just continue to be false about the progress that's happening in this country. This is what I'm talking about here, right? I noticed this post over the weekend or a couple of days ago. I had to move to America to understand that the healthcare system in Guyana is good. if you think you have a long wait at Georgetown Hospital, try going to Kings County Hospital in Brooklyn. Right? Y'all try it. Y'all try it. And you know, usually the persons who have the most to say about GPHC in these places, they don't have the experience elsewhere to compare it to anything else. You know, it's only that they know. It's only that they know. So they're talking a lot of bunkum. So Terrence Campbell got a problem with the government and the US dollar and all this other stuff. And as usual, we have a case of people who are not too financially successful giving financial advice about stuff. You understand? It's bad. It's bad, but what are we going to do? Right? So, Terrence, this one is for you. I want to let you know up front, interventions are a sign of strength, not weakness. The Bank of Guyana's US $1.2 billion injection isn't malignant. It's a clear demonstration of the government's capacity to defend the Guyanese dollar. Unlike the bankrupt 70s and 80s era that Campbell invokes, today's interventions are backed by billions in oil revenue in the Natural Resources Fund. Though Dr. Jagdio already explained that the government has the reserves, the inflows, and the tools to meet the demand to stabilize and stabilize the market. Intervening, Terrence, ensures stability and is responsible management. It's not weakness. Only someone with a political agenda would twist stability into crisis. So, another point for you, Terrence. There is no crisis and there's no capital flight. Right? Dr. Jagdio made it plain. There is no capital flight. Guyana is attracting record levels of foreign investment. These are facts, Terrence Campbell. Balance of payment data shows net flows, not net inflows, I should say, and not outflows. Guyana is a place people are bringing money to, not taking money from, Terrence Campbell. Right? So Terrence's capital flight warning is a scare tactic. Investors see Guyana as one of the hottest destinations in the world for investment and sunlight as well. Well, yeah, definitely. Now, in relation to the demand for Forex, Terrence, if there's a greater demand for Forex, just to let you know, this could be or is deemed as growth, not collapse, brother. Yes, demand for foreign currency has changed, but it's for massive capital projects. The Demerara Harbor Bridge, US 100 million plus in foreign exchange. The gas to energy project, hundreds of millions of US dollars in foreign exchange. Housing, roads, industrial development. Come on, Terrence. These are productive, future-oriented investments, not reckless spending, Terrence. Once projects are completed and the gas to energy comes on stream, Forex demand will fall by up to US $500 million per year because Guyana will stop importing fuel and LGP. Terrence, increased Forex demand today is a symptom of investment and growth, not mismanagement like you did at Church's Chicken. Now, Terence, understand, smuggling is being tackled, not ignored. Terence claims government supporters are behind gold smuggling without evidence. That's a reckless smear tactic, Terence. Call names, call names. That's why I like to do, call names. The PPP has expanded mining regulations, strengthened monitoring, and introduced new systems to capture production and taxes. Dr. Jagdio already acknowledged loopholes and outlined moves to close them through better invoicing, stricter oversight, and revenue capture. So, Terence, please understand, smuggling is a long-standing problem. But unlike the APNU AFC, where you came from and you are now, the PPPC is actually tackling it head on. Like you should have tackled the VAT and head it on over to the GRE. Right? Terence, let's look at infrastructure. And I want you to understand clearly that infrastructure is nation building, not waste. Clearly, you've been lying with David Patterson too much. So your brain is similar to his eyesight. Calling Guyana's massive housing drive, road expansion, new highways, and gas energy project poor quality is a cheap insult. These are transformational projects that expand productive capacity, cut energy costs, and unlock opportunity for local businesses. Every country in history has leaped forward. Singapore, UAE, China, they did it through heavy infrastructure investment. Guyana will be no different. Terence, Guyana will be no different. So the same roads and bridges Terence mocks are the backbone of the modern Guyana that will outlast his negativity and will outlast, well, he know Church's chicken the most, so it don't outlast. Right? Now, Terence, please understand, export-led growth is happening. Agriculture diversification, corn, soya, aquaculture, shrimp exports, value-added timber, and agro-processing initiatives, ICT push with data centers and fintech, expansion of tourism and the services industry. Terence pretends PPPC is blind to export diversification. But the evidence is everywhere in budget measures, in investments, and in ongoing projects. Now, let's look at the foreign investor versus the local entrepreneur false narrative that Campbell tried to push. Local entrepreneurs are central. From 126 community road projects to GWI contracts to small business grants to the upcoming development bank funding. The PPPC is creating financing mechanisms for local businesses that never existed under the APNU. Unlike Terence, who wants to protect the few big players, the PPPC is ensuring ordinary Guyanese, youths, women, small entrepreneurs get financing and opportunities. Right? Now, on the credit cards thing, in my view, a straw man argument. The president never banned small business people from using credit cards. He called out large-scale abuse by foreign operators, draining Guyana's forex through loopholes. The measures have built-in exemptions for small businesses and small people. Campbell deliberately misrepresents the issue. This is about stopping abuse by foreign entities, not punishing small entrepreneurs, Terence. So all of this foolishness from the failed Chicken King is political hypocrisy. Terence stayed silent when the APNU saddled Guyanese with the worst oil contract in the world, signed in secret overnight, the 2016 PSA. He has no credibility lecturing the PVPC on fiscal prudence while ignoring the multi-billion-dollar losses APNU baked into law. Those who are silent under the APNU's reckless giveaway have no moral authority to now cry recklessness under a government that is actually delivering growth and stability. Terence Campbell's letter, you can see it on the APNU page there. Y'all go on Facebook and check it. It's riddled with scare tactics, half-truths, politically motivated smear campaign. The fact is, there's no crisis. Guyana has record reserves, record investment inflows, and a government with a fiscal space to intervene responsibly. Infrastructure investment today means lower forex demand tomorrow. Gold smuggling and loopholes are being tackled. And unlike the APNU UFC era, Guyana was left with a lopsided oil deal. The PVPC is ensuring that every Guyanese, local entrepreneurs, small businesses, families benefit from the nation's prosperity. Terence Campbell's problem isn't with policy, it's with the PVPC delivering results he can't spin away. And that is the bottom line. That is the bottom line. So just like the vice president said yesterday, I can't wait to see these guys in parliament, right? Because it will be a full clown show. A full clown show on full display for the Guyanese people. But thank God, we have a government that won't fall into that silly grouping, that will endeavor to make your lives better despite the foolishness coming out of that camp. Right? The foolishness. Anyway, guys, you know we're coming close to program time. I am out of here. I'll see you back here on Monday again. I'll let you guys know when we'll be taking that break from programming. And I'll see you guys here on Monday. Don't forget on Sunday, the new Deborah River crossing will be commissioned. If you're going out there and you want to take part in walking across the bridge with His Excellency and the rest of the PPPC government, right? Please remember to wear comfortable shoes, dress appropriately for the walk so that, you know, might got enough breeze up then, all kind of thing. So be prepared. Scar said it. Rani Prashad is what you're saying here? Okay, so Rani, I'll say this much to you. I saw the police do a release on bus fares. Um, and I do agree with you that $3,000 from CID headquarters to Church Street is ridiculous. And Jesus Christ, y'all use the service cars. Stop catching road taxi. Stop catching road taxi. They're gonna rob y'all. Right? They're gonna rob y'all. Stop using the road taxis. Call a service. Call a service if you want to get good thing. Try book a ride. I see they got some other thing like Uber here now. Y'all don't. I don't catch road taxi. If there's a day that I can't drive myself or ride myself, I would call a service. I don't. Or if you have to catch a road taxi, just pay. Just pay. Don't complain. Just pay, and just know that they can lose it some other way somehow, right? Don't. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I mean, is the people them care, and if the charge is the charge, they're working with itself. With a base, you know that the prices are regulated, and you could go back to the base and say, man, this man charge with this. Is this your price? If not, the base will work it out for you. But road taxi, expect anything. Anything. Private taxi walking on the road, expect anything. Right? Please. The taxi working from CID headquarters? CID headquarters got taxi service? And I know with the headquarters and now ain't got no place to taxi park up outside there. On Vicinjon Road there. So I ain't understand. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful weekend. Please be safe out there. See you back here Monday, same time, same place. And you know what? As I usually say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about Wad Guyana.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break.